Hey, what's up? Dusk here. So, I want to talk to you about Predator Hunting Grounds. It's a really weird situation where the developers basically dropped support for the game and then way later came back to the game and started supporting it again, which is crazy. But there is a reason that that has happened. We'll talk about that. Then we're going to talk about the gigantic patch they dropped a couple days ago. And then I'll give you a little context on my background with the game and why I'm personally interested in this as well. So with that said, let's get started. I'll give you a little context on me first because this is quick. I used to play Predator Hunting Ground a bunch way back in the day when it first came out. I played both sides quite a bit, but I did definitely favor playing the Predator, and so that's where I did spend most of my time. But I'm familiar with both sides, and as we go through the patch notes, I can give you some context on the patch notes. I say some for a reason. I'll explain what that means. So now let's talk about Ilphonic and why they decided to come back and support Predator Hunting Ground. Well, the first reason they listed is they said now that they've moved into being a publisher and not a full-time developer, they've got the time and resources to support the game again, and it's something that they felt like they wanted to do. They felt like there was a lot left undone with the game. But also that there is still a dedicated player base for Predator Hunting Ground, even though it wasn't getting supported. Apparently, they've been doing tournaments and all kinds of stuff, and the developers mentioned that in the patch notes, and so I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know. I just assumed that the game, like most games that get support pooled, they eventually kind of zero out on the player count. My guess is that the console community, which was always the bigger community in Predator Hunting Ground, is probably the community that's really been keeping the game alive, so good for those guys. But there are still people on PC that are playing too. Not a ton, but there definitely are some, and you can see them active on Steam. And if you're an OG player like me, though, you've got the game on Epic Game Store, so like I won't show up on Steam charts if you go to look that up. So yeah, there you go. That's why this game is getting supported again. Pretty crazy, right? Now, here's the really big question. Is the game worth picking up, or if you already have the game, coming back and checking out? And I'm going to say yes on both of those, and one of the reasons being is that this patch is going to absolutely, like, hardcore shake up the meta. Now, keep in mind, those veteran players are still going to mop the floor with everybody. So we'll get started here on the general fixes. And these are fixes for just, it's not specific to Predator or Fireteam, just general fixes. Things like fixing PS4 users crashing when memory storage was near full. Obviously, that's a pretty big thing, pretty big quality of life. But also some little things like team preference logos disappearing and stuff like that. And then you have Predator-specific fixes that are kind of the same range. And then you have Fireteam fixes. These are bug fixes. That again kind of spam the same quality of stuff. So these right here are a ton of fixes. And then you have the actual adjustments and balance changes. Things like increasing interaction times, time to disarm camp alarms is increased, stuff like that to slow the pacing of the game down, one. And two, to create bigger windows of opportunity, not only to make plays, but also to get in counterplay. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. And then you have various player movement abilities as well, like Fireteam sliding, adjusted Fireteam sliding to allow for longer and cooler slides. So that's going to be fun. Let's see, reduced Fireteam exhaustion duration, reduced Fireteam jump stamina usage. Basically, from what I gathered on Fireteam's rework, is that you'll be able to do a lot more with your stamina. You can run farther, jump more, do all this stuff, but it's going to take longer for the stamina to regenerate. So you can do more, a bigger window of opportunity, so you're more powerful, but you have more downtime, So there's a bigger window for counterplay or opportunities for your opponent to do a power play, right? And that's just good game design, honestly, to have opportunities for back and forth, a good cadence to your game. And I think that's the too long didn't read of a lot of these balance changes. You know, things like reducing ammo, reducing AoE blast sizes for the plasma caster, which could be spammed quite aggressively. So they're also, you know, culling some of the cheese and spam ability out too, which is always good, and that helps, you know, with skill ceilings as well. And then they've got like notes, so where they just kind of talk about stuff and their thoughts on things. I think they go a little bit more into the fire team update here. I think this is where I read on some of the stamina stuff right here, where they yeah, to push fire team members to be more careful of their stamina usage, even though they can do more with their stamina, right? So yeah, those are pretty good things. Then you've got weapon rework and balance, where they talk about weapon recoil, things like Old Painless. They're buffing the minigun. The minigun was super fun back in the day, but, you know, you just took it for the memes. Just a lot of stuff like that, where it seems like they're going for cool stuff, fun stuff. You can make bigger plays, but you've got bigger counter play opportunities. Like, this is a great patch, right? Anyway, that's pretty much going to sum up this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget about the like button and all that algorithm stuff. Throwing the comments down helps out a lot. Really appreciate it. Anyway, hope to see you in the next video. Catch you later.